So tell us, from the standpoint of a publisher, the state of programmatic, how you're working with the ecosystem, improvements you'd like to see, uh, the state of efficiency. Give us an overview.
Yeah. So we have at Roku, we have always believed that all TV will be streamed, which also means all TV advertising will be streamed, right? And on top of it, connected TV or streaming is uniquely situated in a sense that it is the only media that can be effective across the marketing funnel. So if you're a traditional TV or a linear TV buyer, then for branding and for incremental reach and frequency, you could actually use connected TV. If you're a traditional social or a display buyer, media buyer, connected TV offers the opportunity to optimize your campaigns, go after performance and actually measure your audiences and measure it in a one-to-one basis. So in that sense, connected TV is the best of both digital and linear. And so as a publisher, as Roku, we are focused on catering to both these markets, to both these type of buyers. We have built products that allow a TV buyer to go after incremental reach and prove that incremental reach on their media spent on connected TV. And if you're more of a digital buyer or a social buyer, you could actually optimize your performance of your media campaign. You could go after certain outcomes or conversions that are most interesting to you and optimize for those conversions. Anything from website visits to in-store purchases to in-store visits and so on, right? So broadly, we have tried to cater to all of the different type of buyers, and we have done that both on a direct IO media side, and we have tried to support that on OneView, which is our programmatic platform, and kind of have very similar capabilities for both set of buyers on both our direct side and on the programmatic side.
So tell us about some innovation, sort of the way things work, particularly around ad serving. We hear about ad serving on the buy side, but not so much on the sell side. What are some best practices for ad serving?
Yeah. So typically you would expect that a IAB VAST compliant digital ad server would also work on connected TV, which is generally true, but there are unique requirements for connected TV that a lot of digital ad servers have had to taken and make and update to support the needs of connected TV specific spend. For instance, when we started advertising on Roku 6 years ago, a lot of ad serving was fairly based on cookies and did not support the cookieless ecosystem very well. Connected TV, similar to the mobile app ecosystem, is a cookieless ecosystem. So we worked on kind of setting up an advertising ID, a Roku specific advertising ID that can be used for frequency capping, that can be used for better targeting, and that can be used for better analytics and measurement. Similar to that, the other areas where ad serving had to evolve to meet the needs of connected TV are around integration with server-side ad insertion. A lot of premium video is all server-side ad inserted, and so oftentimes ad servers have to integrate with SSAI vendors. Other areas where ad serving has had to change is around pod management. Connected TV is typically a multi ads in a pod kind of an environment. So managing competitive exclusion in a pod, ensuring frequency capping in a pod, and so on are important changes that many ad servers have had to support. One last point I would add there is also some of the fragmentation in connected TV had to make sure that ad serving had a better identity spine or the ability to do reach and frequency across multiple platforms and support that for a large number of CTV publishers.
We've heard a lot about header bidding, certainly in the digital world, and now we're hearing more in the connected TV world. Where might that be going, and what's your point of view on that?
Yeah, header bidding is an interesting tech. In some ways, it helps to collapse the waterfall and helps most of all of us publishers supply to get access to all of the demand out there. So in that way, it is a great equalizing tech. Now, my take is header bidding in connected TV is still fairly nascent. There's a lot of innovation to happen there. It will go in the direction of digital where it is more mature, but you would expect a somewhat of a different adoption trajectory and a somewhat of a different set of features required to make header bidding in connected TV work, right? Like I alluded to, because ad serving uses server-side ad insertion, for instance, this is heavily on video. Header bidding will have to look at how it works in a server-side ad inserted environment, how it works with SDKs that have to be integrated into multiple publisher apps in some scenarios, and how does it manage challenges around video latencies and so on. So all of that will play into how header bidding will actually evolve and get adopted on connected TV.
And finally, you guys are quite a long ways along now with, let me just ask that again. You tell us about the programmatic on the buy side, the integration of DataZoo and the scope of what you're doing, as this, integrated programmatic platform. Give us a bit of an update, if you would.
Yeah, so great question. So generally with programmatic, we are very bullish. We do think, connected TV will become programmatic, much like digital is almost all programmatic, right? Compared to where digital was 10 to 15 years ago. So we do think that is the future. But again, connected TV programmatic will have to support the different kinds of buyers out there, both the traditional TV buyer, which by and large still buys on reach and frequency and uses Nielsen for GRPs and so on, but also support the more digital savvy programmatic traders. So you would see programmatic platforms evolve to support these different personas or set of buyers. And that is where we as our own OneView ad platform, a DSP, focuses on, which is how do we provide tools to TV buyers, TV planning capabilities, reach and frequency measurement capabilities that get them to move some of their TV dollars to programmatic, but at the same time, how do we make sure that a programmatic trader who buys with a certain workflow, has a certain expectation of a DSP, can still buy connected TV omni-channel across their other media's supply sources too, in a way that is uniform and consistent to how they've historically bought programmatically. So on the OneView ad platform side, our focus is to build out these capabilities so that we can attract more omni-channel budgets across linear, across connected TV, and across digital.